Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala aswafil mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammadan wa ala alayhi wa sahbihi ajma'een. There is a man on the day of judgment who will look at the dirt under his feet and wish with everything in him that he was that dirt instead of that human being. Tonight I'm going to tell you who he is, and I'm going to tell you how to make sure it is never you. Last week we covered the first half of Surah An-Naba, the argument from creation, the earth, the mountain, the sleep, the sun, the rain. 8 signs that all points to the one truth. The one who made all of this can absolutely bring you back after death. Tonight we cross into the second half, the day itself, the day of separation, the day the dispute ends, and two groups are divided forever. And we end on the man who wished he was dust. This is not a story about people who lived 14 centuries ago. Every ayat we read tonight is describing a day that you and I have an appointment with, a confirmed appointment. The only thing not yet decided is which of the two groups we stand in when it comes. So let us open the day of separation. So picture this day, you standing in line, you brother, you sister, the son, the father, the mother, the daughter, all the argument you had in this life, all the love you had in this life, all the grief that you caused each other, you would not even remember on that day. You would not even think about it on that day. That's how terrifying the scene is. You're only going to be thinking about is how is my deeds going to weigh up in front of Allah? Is my good deeds going to outweigh my bad deeds? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on in the Quran, Inna Yawm al-Fasl kana miqata. Indeed, the day of separation is appointed time. Yawm al-Fasl, the day of separation. The scholar explained this name carries multiple meanings at once. It is the day Allah separates truth from falsehood. The day He separates the believer from the disbeliever. The day He separates every soul from the excuse it carried in the dunya. And the word miqata is the word that should stop every one of us. It means a fixed appointment, a scheduled time. The same root as the miqat, for the pilgrimage into Ihram, a fixed boundary you cannot cross without preparing first. You have an appointment. It is written. It is scheduled. The disbeliever of Mecca disputed whether it would even happen. Allah does not argue. He simply states it is an appointed time. The dispute is irrelevant. The appointment stands. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on and say, Yawm yunfakhu fi suri fatatuna afwaja. The day the trumpet is blown, and you will come forth in crowd. The trumpet, Israfil alayhi salam has been holding it to his lips since before you were born, waiting for the command. When it comes, the second blast raises every human being who ever lived from the earth that buried them. Afwaja, in crowds. Muti Shafi notes the imagery, humanity emerging not one by one, but in great surge and crowd, nation after nation, generation after generation, all rising toward the same gather. The earth you walk on right now will give up everyone it has ever held, including you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on and says in the Quran, وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا وَسُيِّرَتِ الْجِبَالُ فَكَانَتْ سَرَابًا. And the heaven is open and become gateways, and the mountains are set in motion and become a mirage. Look at the connection to last week in episode 1. Allah pointed to the mountain outside, the states that hold the earth firm, the symbol of permanency, the thing that does not move. Now, on this day, those same mountains are set in motion and become saraba, a mirage, the most solid thing in your physical world dissolve into an illusion. The thing you thought could never move, moves. The thing you thought were permanent evaporates. This is Allah, this melting every false sense of permanency the human being clings to. On that day, even the mountains admit they were never constant. There is only one constant, and that was the entire point or episode 1. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on and says in the Quran, Inna jahannama kanat mirsada li ta'wina ma'aba labithina fiha Indeed, hell has been laying in wait, a place of return for transgressors who remain there for ages. Mirsada, the scholar paused on this word. It means an ambush, a place lying in wait. Jahannam is described not as a passive destination, but as something actively waiting, watching the road. Like a checkpoint no transgressor can pass without being stopped. For whom? Lidaween, the transgressor, those who cross every limit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, who were warned and chose defiance. This is not the person who struggled and slipped. This is the one who made rebellious their way of life and never turned back. لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا. They would not taste their coolness or drink except scalding water and pus and appropriate recompense. Jazaan wifaqa, and recompense that fit. This phrase is critical for understanding the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The punishment is not arbitrary. It is not excess. It is refaq, perfectly matched, exact to what was earned. Allah does not oppress. Every consequence on that day is precisely what the deed called for. Mufti Muhammad Shafi, Marifu Quran. The phrase Jaza'an Wifaqa established the foundation principle of justice. No soul receives more punishment than its deeds warrant. The transgressor on their day cannot claim injustice. The recompense fits the crime exact. This distinguishes the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the cruelty the disbeliever imagine. إنه كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا خلابا وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. Indeed, they did not expect an account, and they denied our sign with empathetic denial. But everything we have enumerated in a book. Here's the diagnosis. Ayat 27 tells us exactly why transgressors became transgressors. إِنَّهُ كَانُوا لَا يُرْجُونَ حِسَابًا. They did not expect a record. They did not live with the day account in front of them. This is the most practical lesson in the entire surah. The reason a person transgresses is not usually that they decided to be evil. It is that they stopped living with the awareness that they will be questioned. They removed the day account from their mind. And once it was gone, every limit became negotiable. And then وَكُلِّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. Everything recorded in a book, every deed, every word, every private moment they thought no one saw. All of it enumerated, nothing forgotten. The day of account they refused to expect was documenting them the entire time. إِنَّ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ مَفَازًا حَدَائِقَ وَأَعْنَابًا وَكَوَاعِبَ أَتْرَابًا وَكَأْسًا دِهَاقًا. Indeed, for the righteous is attainment, gardens, and grapevines, and companions of equal age, in a full cup. Now the tone changed completely. Inna li muttaqina mafaza. For the people of taqwa, there is mafaza, trumpet, attainment, a place of safety and success. Notice the contrast Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala builds for the transgressor. Hellfire was mirsada, an ambush, lying in wait. For the righteous, the destination is mafaza, the place of trump, the escape and safety. One was caught in the ambush, the other reached a safe harbor. Same day, two completely different arrivals. And then the description of the reward, gardens, grapevines, companions, and a cup filled to the brim. The believer who held the line in the dunya, who lived it with the day account in front of them, who restrained themselves with restraint was hard, received what no eyes have seen and no ears have heard. لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا خدابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا. They will hear there no idle, talk, or lie. A reward from your Lord, a generous gift, an account in the gardens. No idle talk, no lies. The believer is finally free of the noise that filled the dunya, the arguing, the deception, the endless dispute that opened this very sword. All of it gone, only peace. And the reward is described as Anta'a Hisaba, a gift and account at the same time. Muti Shafi notes the beauty of this parent. It is as generous gift far beyond what the deeds strictly earn. And yet it is also precisely accounting Allah's generosity and Allah's justice meeting in the same moment. Now here comes the man who wish he was dust. رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكن منه كتابا. The Lord of the heavens and the earth and all between them, the most merciful. They have no power to address him. Notice that even here in the description of the most fearsome day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala names himself Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. Even on that day of judgment, mercy is his defining attribute. The door of his mercy was open the entire time. The transgressors simply refused to walk through it. And on that day, no one has the power to even address him without permission. The mouth that argue and dispute and deny in the dunya, silent. The day endless talk is over. Only truth remains. Only those granted permission may speak. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on in the Quran. ذلك يوم حق فما شاء اتخذ إلا ربه مآبا. That is the true day. So whoever wills, let him take a path of return to his Lord. فَمَا شَاءَ اتَّخَذَ إِلَّا رَبِّهِ مَعَابًا. Whoever wills, let him take a path of return to his Lord. After all the warning, after the trumpet and the ambush and the scalding water, Allah opens the door. Whoever wills, the choice is still yours. Right now, while you are breathing, while the trumpet has not yet sounded, the path or return to your Lord is open, and the invitation is personal. Whoever wills, that is the mercy buried inside. But the sword is not telling you the door is closed. It is telling you the door is open and warning you what happened to those who refused to walk through it while they still could. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on in the Quran and said, Inna ardadnakum adaban qarib. Yawma yanzirum ma'umma kaddamat. Yadahu wa yakulu kafiru ya laytayni kuntum turaba. Indeed, we have warned you of a mere punishment on that day when a man will see what his hand has sent forth. And the disbeliever will say, Oh, I wish I were dust. Adaba qarib, a near punishment, not a distant, near, closer than you think. The same day the disbeliever said was impossible is described by Allah as near. The day a man will see what his hand sent forth. Everything you sent to hear, every deed you forward to the day while you lived it, you will see it laid out undeniable in front of you. And the disbeliever seeing what his hand sent forth says 4 words that are the most hunting words in the Quran. La yatayni kuntum turaba. I wish I were dust. Think about what that means. This is a human being. The creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honor above all others. The one he gave akal and soul, the ruh, and trust, and looking at the consequence of a life lived without a day of account in front of him. And in that moment, he wished he had never been honored at all. He wished he were that dust under his feet. He wished he were that dust the animal were reduced to on that day, with no reckon, no accountability, no internal consequence. He would trade the honor of being a human being to escape what his hands sent forth. That is the man the hook promised you at the beginning of tonight. And here is how you make sure it is never you. You live with the day of account in front of you. That is the entire difference between the two groups in this surah. One group expected the reckon and lived it accordingly, and the other removed it from their minds and transgressed it. The dust is not your destiny. The garden is open. The door of return is open. Famasha'a, whoever wills it, tonight will it. O Allah, you warn us of a near punishment. Do not let us be among those who remove the day of account from our hearts. O Allah, the day the trumpet is blown and we come forth in crowd, place us among the muttaqeen who reach the place of trump, not among the transgressors caught in the ambush. O Allah, on the day a man sees what his hand sent forth, let us see the deeds that bring us joy, not deeds that make us wish we were dust. O Allah, you are Rahman. You named yourself the most merciful, even in the description of the day of judgment. We are walking through the door of your mercy while it is still open. Do not let us be of those who refuse it until it closed. فَمَا شَاءَ أَتَّخَذَ إِلَّا رَبِّهِ مَآبًا. And we will it. Oh Allah, we choose the path of return. Accept it from us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.